Mustang fans, are you ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Four for the first down, won't need it. It's going to be another Mustang touchdown.
The following is a West Jones High School presentation of the Mustang Network.
He's going the other way. It's a live football. It's going to be a touchdown for the Mustangs.
They answered a call. They brought the juice the whole season. We got great kids that's going to work hard and make our community proud.
And that is a 62-yard touchdown for the West Jones Mustangs.
The West Jones Mustangs finish off a 14-0 season and are state champions once again.
Hey there, Mustangs, and welcome to another edition of the West Jones Football Coaches Show right here on the Mustang Network. I'm the voice of West Jones, Rich Gray, alongside sophomore student Austen Guy. Coach Reynolds will be by in just a little while as we talk about last week's game versus Wayne County and as we preview the homecoming game this week against the Poplarville Hornets. But first, Austin, let's get right into the highlights from last Friday night.
Rich, what was once considered a major rivalry in high school football over the past 20 years hasn't really been much of one in recent memory, as the Mustangs haven't lost to Wayne County since 2018.
The War Eagles came into the night against the unbeaten Mustangs with a record of 1-2. Opening drive for Wayne County, quarterback Jacob Bowles connects with his receiver Tyrese Estes for a huge pickup. 43 yards on the play. That would lead to a few plays later. Bowles is going to connect with Jeremiah Everett for a 20-yard touchdown catch. Busted coverage for the Mustangs. War Eagles strike first, but would have the extra point blocked. Opening drive for West Jones. Tootie Lindsay not playing this week due to injury, but no problem. That's Hudson Pierce on the quarterback keeper. Pickup of about 25 for the junior. That would set up the big man Elijah Jones for a 25-yard touchdown run. More from Jones in a bit. Cruz McKee's PAT was good, and West Jones had an early 7-6 lead. Mustang Pride Marching Band loving what they see. Now late first quarter, same score. That's Pierce keeping it to himself again for an 18-yard pickup. Early second quarter, same drive. Pierce would hand it off to Elijah Jones, who's going to go 32 yards untouched for another score. Mustangs increased their lead 14-6. But how about that Mustang defense? Wayne County trying to answer, but this was a common theme all night. West is going to stuff the run. That's senior Zachary Patterson coming up and making the big play. Coach Cecil Hicks' defense holds Wayne County under 100 yards rushing. A little over 6 minutes remaining in the half. We told you it was a big night for Elijah Jones. How about 3 touchdowns in the first half for big number 10? 63 yards to the house. First half drawing to a close. War Eagles trying to get back in it, but Bowles is going to be sacked by a host of Mustang defenders. Just 182 total yards on the night for Bowles and his offense. Third quarter action. Elijah Jones was not done yet. 4th rushing touchdown on the night, and how about this? He sets the school record for rushing yards in the game. 361 on the night as Jones. And that big offensive line was able to pound the rock all game long. West, now leading by 3 scores, would also continue to give Wayne County fits on the defensive side as well. Caleb Holmes comes on the blitz. Bowles jumps it off to Demetrius Denson, but Zachary Patterson blows up the play. Just not much going on for the War Eagles after that opening drive. Pierce gets it out to Keegan Holmes here for a first down catch. That would set up Holmes for his first touchdown of the night. David Parker's offense would eclipse 400 yards on the ground and cruise to a 35-6 West Jones victory. That's 6 straight victories for the Mustangs over the War Eagles, and overall 18 straight wins for the guys in green and gold.
Student reporter Zach Crosby caught up with Elijah Jones after his record-breaking performance in Week 4.
Hello, it's Jones. I'm Zach Crosby, and I'm here with Elijah Jones Crosby. What's it like breaking a single-game rushing record?
It feels good. I didn't know I surpassed it until film this Sunday. I'm just thankful that I surpassed one of the greatest of all time and just ready to keep going.
What work did you put on in the offseason to be able to break this record?
Just putting in extra work every day, every night, camps, summer workouts with my teammates. Just do the stuff every day.
Okay. Now, Hudson, being the quarterback, how is it?
It's real good. I love him at quarterback right now until Tootie hurt. We have a good relationship. He run the ball real good, throw the ball real good. We will just keep going every Friday.
Okay. What should we expect from West Jones this Friday?
Just a win. Defense gonna do their job. Offense gonna do their job. O-line, wide receivers. I'm gonna do my job. So just focus on one game at a time and just do it.
Okay. Thank you. That's all the time we have today.
Thanks, Zach. When we come back, Coach Reynolds will join us in studio for more highlights and analysis on his team's 35-6 victory over Wayne County. You're watching the West Jones Football Coaches Show, presented by City Home Center and Ruby's Home Furnishings.
If you need to update your kitchen or bath without breaking the bank, come to City Home Center in Laurel. For backsplashes, countertops, and cabinetry, let our experienced staff provide the personal service you can count on. City Home Center, Highway 15 in Laurel. Ruby's Home Furnishings is here for you, Mississippi. We have a large assortment of home decor and furniture made right here in Mississippi. Gift ideas that are sure to please family and friends. From floral arrangements and wrapping paper to bedding, pillows, mirrors, and artwork. And we can accommodate your bridal registry with the wide selection of available gifts. Ruby's is your local outlet for Mississippi made and Mississippi proud. Call or come by Ruby's Home Furnishings today, Highway 15 North in Laurel.
Recently, we've been athletes here working the office at West Jones. It hasn't been going so well.
Hey, Teddy, you have those copies ready? Hey.
I hate when he did that.
Just let him cook.
Hey, I'm Charlie Walters. I'm in 10th grade, and you're watching the Mustang Network.
And welcome back to the West Jones Football Coaches Show right here on the Mustang Network. I'm pleased to be joined right now in studio by head football coach Corey Reynolds. Coach, thank you for taking the time out to be in studio with us here tonight to discuss last week's game versus Wayne County and look forward to this week's homecoming game. Coach, first things first, we've had a noticeable absence on the field the last couple of weeks with quarterback Tootie Lindsay. Can you talk a little bit about how pleased you have been with the play of your backup quarterback, Hudson Pierce, as he's had to take all of these reps the last 2 weeks as QB1?
No, he's doing a great job. Real proud of him. Hadn't had a lot of reps since December. We at the state championship game, he'd been playing a lot on defense, all during the spring, all during the summer, and it just shows just how well of an athlete he is, how smart he is. We don't have a really very complicated offense. He just come in and next man up mentality, and next couple of weeks too, he's going. He's got a banged up elbow, and Hudson's doing a great job filling in. Doing a great job for us.
Well, good. Yeah, Hudson, made some great reads this past week, pulling the ball, and that really opened doors for Elijah Jones, who is the workhorse of the Mustang offense. Elijah, coming into this game last week, was at like 73 carries for 512 yards on the year already and 11 touchdowns. Well, going into the Wayne County game, Elijah took it to a different level, if you will. He, in that game, had some 27 touches for, I believe, 300 plus yards, 361 plus yards, which is a school record, if I'm not mistaken. And he's going to get a lot of attention because of that. He's drawn the ire of a lot of journalists across the state with that performance. But That is also attributed to not only Hudson making the right read, pulling the ball when he needs to, and opening up the running game, but talk a little bit about the guys up front, that offensive line who creates those running lanes for Elijah.
Well, in the run game, we talk about the 15, 20-yard runs. That's going to be the line. The house calls is going to be the receivers blocking downfield, and it all starts up front on both sides of the ball with our linemen. And in the run game, Coach Parker has done a fabulous job getting those guys having pride in the running game. You know, the offensive linemen, most time you don't hear about them until they get a penalty.
Right.
And so it's a thankless job, and boy, we got a great group, and it's fun to watch them play. Elijah, Tootie, Hudson, Caleb, all of them, they know, as good as they know it starts with them. And like I said, then the receivers did a great job on the back end. We saw different coverages, and they did a good job running off in man and blocking in zone. That's what made those big, long runs happen.
Yeah, those linemen Friday night manhandling that Wayne County defensive line, who are not small individuals, coming in, and our offensive line, the fat boys as they're called, pushing them around and imposing their will. Coach, and looking at the Wayne County film from last week, and just kind of in retrospect, what were some of the bright spots that you saw in that ball game?
Except for the opening drive, I thought we played a really, really game in all three phases of the game. We just had a couple big plays opening drive, gave up that quick score, and I think we settled in, and man, just really, really proud of how we took care of the football, how we made them do some things they didn't really want to do, and then very, very sound in the kicking game.
Right. So a couple of guys that stood out on defense this past week, just from where I was sitting, Ty Hopkins, he had 11 tackles in that ball game. Including a sack and a pass deflection. B.B. Hilton, again, stepping up out of that secondary position, making plays. What can you say about those guys leading your Mustang defense?
Just doing everything we ask them to do. Just knowing your role, doing your job, getting lined up right, knowing the call, and then executing the play, and just go playing physical West Jones defense. And those guys, it's kind of contagious when you're doing that. And those guys around them want to step up and follow their lead. And that's, the old saying, leading by example. And those guys don't say a lot, just go to work and get things done.
Yeah. Well, Coach, the Wayne County game is over. Film's been broken down. But in true coach fashion, there, with the good, there's always something that can be improved upon. What is something that you saw in that game and watching that film from last week, some areas that your team can improve upon?
A lot of it's just finishing plays, good plays, not being great plays, good effort, not having great effort. We talk each and every week, there's 6 things we got to do with great effort to win a football game, and that's blocking and tackling with great effort, throwing and catching with great effort, and then kicking and covering with great effort for 6 to 8 seconds. And, throwing the ball, catching the ball, we got to be better than that this week, to have a chance, because I think we're going to see the same type defense. We're going to have to make some plays because, like you said, Elijah and Caleb are getting attention, and so we're going to have to make our offense go with taking some shots with them.
Yeah, and like you said, looking back at the film, there were a few drop passes, few passes, missed passes, few things that could have been done differently, that could have equated, points on the board. But again, I believe a turnover-free football game. You took care of the football. You did things the right way. All right. Well, Coach, thank you for that recap of the Wayne County game from last week. And when we come back, it's the return of the Ask the Coach segment, where you get to submit questions. And we'll check out a few of those questions that you, the viewer, had for Coach Reynolds this week. You're watching the Football Coaches Show presented by City Home Center and Ruby's Home Furnishings.
We've had a bit of a problem lately at West Jones with students sleeping in class. Thanks to the Mustang Pride, it's no longer an issue.
Okay, so the conjugate is where you say 5 minus the 3i. Yes, we have a code Z in room 30.
If you need to update your kitchen or bath without breaking the bank, come to City Home Center in Laurel. For backsplashes, countertops, and cabinetry, let our experienced staff provide the personal service you can count on. City Home Center, Highway 15 in Laurel. Ruby's Home Furnishings is here for you, Mississippi. We have a large assortment of home decor and furniture made right here in Mississippi. Gift ideas that are sure to please family and friends. From floral arrangements and wrapping paper to bedding, pillows, mirrors, and artwork. And we can accommodate your bridal registry with the wide selection of available gifts. Ruby's is your local outlet for Mississippi made and Mississippi proud. Call or come by Ruby's Home Furnishings today, Highway 15 North in Laurel.
My name is Mr. Jerry. You are watching the Mustang Network and come to my Spanish classes.
Welcome back. It's now time for a segment on the show called Ask the Coach, where you can submit your question via email to the mustangnetwork.wjh@gmail.com by 8 p.m. on Sunday night for a chance to have it featured on the next week's show. Coach, let's dive right into our questions this week. Our first question comes from Tim in Laurel. Tim asked, what's your favorite go-to restaurant in Laurel or Hattiesburg?
For breakfast, it's definitely Southbound in downtown Hattiesburg. Just a great atmosphere, good food, know the people there. You know, it's just a good place to eat on a Saturday morning. In Laurel, for lunch and dinner stuff's Hog Heaven. Special place in my heart. And so, two great places. Once again, great people that own them do a lot. You know, besides just serve good food, they do a lot in the community and good atmosphere. Great place to be.
Awesome, Coach. With college football, this question is coming to us from Scott in Ellisville. But he says, with college football in full swing, okay, some people right now would be a little ashamed to admit who their favorite teams are. But with college football in full swing, what team do you root for?
Well, I played at Delta State University, so I'm always, rooting for the pissed off pickles, the fighting okra. We're no ordinary vegetables, so that's my alma mater. I'm always excited about them. But been a Florida Gator fan for a long time, and like you said, last couple of years been struggling. I think we got us a good young quarterback. I don't really know about how the coaching staff they're gonna make it at the end of the season or not. But if you're not a Gator, you Gator bait.
Well, good deal. As a Golden Eagle, I understand. All right, Coach. Last question comes from Sandra in Ellisville. This is a little bit more serious. We've been a little humorous so far, but a little more serious. Could you talk about the importance of the coaches' wives during a football season? I know they put in a lot of effort. You guys put in a ton of effort on the practice field and on Friday night, but could you talk about the coaches' wives and what they put in to a successful football program?
Can't do it without them. We put in long hours, and just like any profession, not only in coaching, but anytime one of the spouses works offshore or works late in the medical field and stuff, a lot of gaps got to be filled in. Getting kids to practice, getting kids to school, getting them picked up. Just late night bathings, feedings. And you're there by yourself, and then Friday nights. It's tough to be a coach's wife. You got all that stuff, and then fans can be fans, and things are said in the bleachers and stuff, and it's some unnecessary stuff that my kids have to hear, and other coaches' kids and family have to hear, and you really hate that. But that's part of life too. It's not what happens to you; it's how you handle what happens to you. Shouldn't have to be doing some of those things, having the conversations with kids. But man, we can't say enough about our wives. We got some really, really great ones that let us do what we enjoy doing, let us serve the kids, and let us serve this community, while not being home with our kids. And, for most coaches in this world that do it the right way, we spend way more time with other people's kids than our own. And man, our wives are such special people that really, fill in the gaps when we're not there during the season. Can't say enough about them and how much we love them.
Awesome. Well, Miss Tasha, you heard that. You're the real MVP.
Yes.
Coach Reynolds said so right here on the Coaches Show. Coach, let's transition a little bit to Poplarville this coming week. One thing, again, that you can't say enough about, but Jay Beach, who's been at Poplarville a long time, but they always do a great job of pounding the rock, running the football. They're a team that likes to hand it off and make you stop the run. How can your defense this week game plan for that without completely just selling out to the run and allowing some big plays through the air?
Just go back to our film study. Every team's got their own tendencies of what they're wanting to do and what they're good at. And I had a coach said, if you don't have tendencies, you're not a good football team. And so they're really good at a lot of things. And we just have to be gap sound. We have to be very physical. And you said Coach Beach has done a great job. I think he's been here 10 years, and I think 8 of those seasons they've had 10-plus wins. I think they played for 4 state championships, played for the South State last year. This year they're 4-0. It's a huge one. We always tell our kids the most important game you ever play, the next one, and we got a really, really good one. They're 4-0, and they are very physical on both sides of the football and get after it. Reminds us a lot of ourselves. Not real flashy, not throwing it 50 times a game, not just doing all the things a lot of these bigger schools and people want to see. And we just want to be physical, take care of the football, and win a ball game. And boy, they do it the right way there.
Yeah, and you speak of the 4 wins that they've had. So far they've beaten Jefferson Davis County, who is always
playing for the state championship.
It seems like they're synonymous with that state championship game. They're in 3A, but they've beaten Stone County. They've beaten Newton County. Just this past week, they went and knocked off division foe for us, PRC. They're missing a few of their weapons too. They're a team that kind of look a lot like us right now. They're missing some of their weapons on that offensive side of the ball, especially in running back Takis. Okay, but what can we expect from this explosive Hornet team that's got quality wins so far on the season?
Like us, when the ball's kicked off, those 48 minutes and 20 white lines is going to be pretty rough. It's going to be physical. It's going to be some plastic popping. We've been trying to get our kids ready for that during the week without beating up on ourselves, and it's hard to do that, to get them ready without injuring on guys. And so it's tough. It's just it's going to be a dog fight. It's going to be rough, and I'm ready for it. I hope our kids are too.
Well, Coach, I think I know the answer or your answer to this question, but I know we have to kick and cover. We have to run. We have to pass and catch. We have to block and tackle for 6 to 8 seconds with intensity every time. Okay, but what are some things that you see out of your team that it's going to take for us to be successful this week on the field? On homecoming, always a big night here at West Jones, but on homecoming versus this Poplarville team who comes in, they're loaded for bear. They're always a good football team, well coached. But what do we have to do to come out of here with a win Friday?
Offense, we're going to take care of the football. We're going to make sure we get a hat on a hat, blocking, finish the plays, execute them, and we can't turn it over. And then defensively, it's just going to have to be, we're going to have to be where we're supposed to be, fill the gaps, be physical, don't let them convert third downs, and keep the game rolling. And then kicking game, just be sound, make sure we're fielding kicks, and make sure we're kicking where it's supposed to be.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach. When we come back, we'll get Coach Reynolds' final thoughts on tomorrow night's game with the Poplarville Hornets. Also, we'll introduce you to the 2024 homecoming court right here at West Jones. You're watching the West Jones Football Coaches Show right here on the Mustang Network.
Hi, I'm Connor Holdfield. I'm a member of the FCA lead team here at West Jones, and I just wanted to take a second to invite you all to FCA. Tuesdays at 7:25 in the gym. All are welcome every Tuesday, 7:25. We'd love to see y'all there.
If you need to update your kitchen or bath without breaking the bank, come to City Home Center in Laurel. For backsplashes, countertops, and cabinetry, let our experienced staff provide the personal service you can count on. City Home Center, Highway 15 in Laurel. Ruby's Home Furnishings is here for you, Mississippi. We have a large assortment of home decor and furniture made right here in Mississippi. Gift ideas that are sure to please family and friends. From floral arrangements and wrapping paper to bedding, pillows, mirrors, and artwork. And we can accommodate your bridal registry with the wide selection of available gifts. Ruby's is your local outlet for Mississippi made and Mississippi proud. Call or come by Ruby's Home Furnishings today, Highway 15 North in Laurel.
This is the Mustang Network. You're watching the West Jones Football Coaches Show.
And welcome back to the West Jones Football Coaches Show right here on the Mustang Network, sponsored by City Home Center and Ruby's Home Furnishings. Coach, it's a special week here at West Jones where we all, come together and celebrate homecoming. You'll have multiple years of graduating classes coming together on Friday night across the weekend and celebrating class reunions and just getting back together here at a place that means so much to so many people. Coach, what do you think about homecoming here at West Jones this week? Is that always a special week for you? And kind of how do you plan around that with your team?
Well, I'm a guy that always says what everybody else is thinking. And coaches, boy, homecoming drives us crazy because it's different. We're a routine-driven, let's do everything this way. And homecoming is a lot of fun things. And, it can be a distraction in some places. Most places I've been, it's not. It's fun. It's all for the kids and stuff. And I remind the kids, man, homecoming ain't real fun if we don't take care of business. And so it's great here. Love the involvement here. Love the dress-up days during the week, the excitement of the kids and in the community. And like you said, we got several different classes coming back, setting up tents in the end zone, getting their grills set up out on the practice field. And that's a fun thing to do. I guess as long as I'm coaching, I'll never get to be a part of anything like that. But that's pretty cool that you get to come back, people that are not here, and you get to come back, and then we're playing pretty good right now. So it's good to come back to the old school and see the band and cheerleaders and football players and getting after on a Friday night, and it's a good atmosphere.
Awesome. And as a reminder, our homecoming festivities begin at 6 p.m. on Friday night as we have our parade of our homecoming court around the track and introduce those young ladies and young men here at West Jones. Coach, what's your message for Mustang Nation this Friday night? I feel like the last couple of weeks, your message has been well received, and our people have shown out the last couple of weeks. What do you have to say to our fan base this week as we get prepared for homecoming?
Well, it's been very impressive just, coming here, playing West, and now coaching here. We got really, really good support. Everybody's going to get out and show up and be loud and proud, and done a great job the last couple of weeks. Once again, get here early now that it's homecoming. Now you got the extra family members, the grandmothers, aunts, uncles, grandfathers want to come in and see the court members. And it's a special time for them, and very special event. And get here early. Unless you got reserved seats or you're in Tent City, and then make sure you get your seat, get your chair set up around the track, and let's just be loud and proud. Make it hard for Poplarville to run an offense, run a defense, communicate, because we're just being so loud.
Right. We pride ourselves here on being one of the most intimidating places to play in all of high school football in the state of Mississippi. So we encourage you to bring those cowbells, ring them loud, ring them proud, all the way through those third down plays. Make as much noise as possible. Coach, what can you say about this past week with our crowd and how they responded to your challenge to be loud through those third down plays?
Man, it makes a huge difference. You can just tell kind of the look in the kids' eyes when they're not looking back, wondering, hey, why aren't we cheering? And, you can just kind of see them jumping around a little bit, and intensity on the field is a little bit more. We play better. Like I said, our headsets, we have them on. We can't hear it, but, man, I can tell by just watching them. They're moving around a little bit better, and the intensity's higher.
Awesome. Well, you heard it from Coach Reynolds himself. Be here early, be here loud, and be here and be relentless in the stands Friday night and create that intimidating atmosphere that opponents have come to know to expect as they set foot on our field. Coach, that's going to do it for us here today. Thanks for watching the homecoming edition of the West Jones Football Coaches Show presented by City Home Center and Ruby's Home Furnishings right here on the Mustang Network. For Coach Corey Reynolds, I'm the voice of the Mustangs, Rich Gray. And as we leave you today, we're going to introduce you to our 2024 homecoming court. But we always remind you to wrap it in green and gold, live like Cooper Pope, and as always, remember, we are West Jones.